this episode of The Balancing Act, an insurance agency that can help get you good, reliable health insurance, plus a dealership that makes buying your next car exciting. We'll hear from an organization changing the game in gambling addiction. All of this and much more on The Balancing Act.
Does insurance seem complicated? Don't worry. Our next story has you covered.
I'm Renee Klein. I'm a licensed agent with Murray Insurance, and like my colleagues, I help people find and enroll in health insurance. And because one size doesn't fit all, we take a lot of time with our clients to find just the right plan for them based on their healthcare needs and their budget. So we help individuals and families find coverage. We also help business owners create a benefits package for their employees. And we also help clients that are transitioning into Medicare, usually when they're just turning 65. Most insurance agents didn't wake up one day and say, "Hey Mom, Dad, I think I want to be an insurance agent." Most of us have personal stories. Mine is, I have a daughter with a chronic illness, and I used to spend hours trying to manage her care and find the right doctor and learn the terminology. I also had a freak accident that cost thousands and thousands of dollars for my medical care. If not for health insurance, I'd be bankrupt.
The experts at Murray Insurance Agency have been covering Orlando and all of Florida for decades.
In 1981, our business was started by my father, Ed Murray, and we've now been in business for 42 years. We're one of the longest standing agencies with Florida Blue. We have over 150 agents in the state, covering the entire state, and 3 full offices in the state as well.
At Murray Insurance, we actually offer not just health insurance, but sometimes health insurance is just not enough, so people want to add to their financial security, they want to add to their peace of mind, so we also offer products like dental coverage, vision insurance, life insurance, and even products that pay out cash in certain situations like an accident or hospitalization.
Well, I think it starts with having agents that are highly trained. So our agents do one-on-one conversations with each consumer, discussing with them their needs, going through analysis with them on their health and what their needs are for their families, and then going through the hundreds and hundreds of plans that are offered and narrowing those down and helping them choose just the right plan for their families.
Navigating the Affordable Care Act, Medicare and Medicaid for their clients is something they take great pride in.
Our agents are trained and knowledgeable, so we know how to answer the questions appropriately on the healthcare.gov marketplace. Some people will say they get in and they can't get out, but we're doing this every day. So we know what we're doing. We know how to apply for that subsidy and make sure that you're getting that financial assistance that you need based on your income. I think it's important to note that you may not need to wait for open enrollment to enroll in a plan. Chances are we can find a qualifying event to get you enrolled by the 1st of the next month. A qualifying event would be something like losing your group coverage, losing your Medicaid, moving to the state. We can get you enrolled.
And understanding medical insurance terminology can go a long way in allowing their clients to make the right decision for their needs.
Simple terms, deductible. You hear it all the time. Deductible is the money you have to pay before the insurance kicks in. And then co-insurance you hear all the time. That's the money that you pay, the percentage you pay in. So if you hear 80-20, you hear. So you're going to pay 20% of the bill up to the out-of-pocket maximum. And then out-of-pocket maximum. So you hear that term also, and it can be very confusing, but all you really need to know is that that is your total bill, so the most you will ever pay. So it is one of the most important terms that you will hear. Your out-of-pocket max is your limit. So you need to know that if something terrible happened and you had a very expensive bill at the hospital, that you would pay towards your deductible, you would go into co-insurance, and the most you would pay is the amount that's listed on your plan. Your premium is simply the amount you pay every month. So the money that is charged to you by the insurance company. So that's what you're going to pay. Often you hear subsidy, now that we have the Affordable Care Act, or some people call it Obamacare. You sometimes can get a subsidy from the government depending on what your income is. Another term to know is in-network and out-of-network. It's important because you need to know what is going to be paid for and what is not. If you're in-network, that means those doctors, hospitals, specialists are in our network, and therefore they are licensed with us to provide a service to you. If they're out of network, you can still use them if you choose to do so, but you may incur a cost. And so that's important to understand that you can still go to the person you really want to go to, and it may be a different cost or it may be 100% your cost.
And they separate the myths from the facts.
Myth number 1, I don't need health insurance. Fact, most people at some point during their life are going to get sick, or they're going to have an accident, and they're going to need medical attention. With health insurance, you don't have to pay the full bill on your own. Myth number 2, I can't afford health insurance. Fact, you probably can. The Affordable Health Care Act is all about making sure that insurance is affordable for everyone, and statistics show 4 out of 5 people will have a premium of $10 or less per month. Myth number 3, my occasional sick visits are going to cost less than my monthly premium. Fact, insurance can help keep you healthy. Remember, your preventive care, your well woman visits, your vaccines, your cancer screenings, they're all no charge. They're free. And illnesses and diseases are easier to treat when you catch them early on.
You don't have to go it alone. We are here to help you. Pick up the phone and call us. We're a free service, and at the end of the day, you don't want to pick a plan that is not right for you, and you don't know all of the details. So let us handle the details, explain it to you in layman's terms so you understand it, and that you don't have to choose a different plan later on and have buyer's remorse.
For more information about Murray Insurance, visit murrayins.net or go to our website, thebalancingact.com.
The folks in our next story are going the extra mile, so you can too. Check it out.
Buying a new car is always exciting, especially if you get the right deal.
My name is Tolga Batir. I'm the president of Grey Wolf Automotive Group, and we're currently in one of my stores, which is in DeLand. It's DeLand Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram. We sell new Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram products here, and also we sell used cars and the future of the EV world as well.
They are currently very well equipped for electrical vehicle integration and have 4 separate locations.
We also have a location in Lake City, which is a Buick GMC store, and we actually have 2 more locations in Alabama, which is North Country Ford and North Country CJDR. The EVs are the future, and we were actually in a meeting in Las Vegas last month, and we saw a lot of new products that's coming out, and the future is very, very exciting.
They are a full disclosure dealership.
Well, car buying should be a fun activity. It shouldn't be like going to the dentist. So when the customers come on the lot, we make sure that they're treated like family and they understand exactly what's going on during the entire process. And we try to make the process as seamless as possible and give them the full disclosure that they're asking for, so they do realize what they're getting, what they're paying, and when they buy the vehicle, they're actually enjoying the buying process rather than going and getting a root canal from the dentist. So when the customer comes on the lot, on the phone, or on the internet, okay, we make sure that the customer has all the information provided up to them. So when they do come here to purchase a vehicle, they're happy because they're not buying a piece of chewing gum, they're actually buying a vehicle that's thousands of dollars. We actually have a client that bought over 60 vehicles from us, not just for himself, for his family, and for his friends as well. The pricing is very, very easy. You can go on our website, you can make a phone call, or you can come on the lot. And when you go on the website, when you see the pricing, when you come on the dealership, we actually go over how we got to that pricing, so you understand exactly what you're paying for the vehicle, and you're happy with the purchase before you leave. At my locations, I tell my people to ask the customer how to sell them a vehicle, because the customer already knows what they want. They know how much they want to pay. As long as we can find the vehicle that they want and it fits into their budget, the rest is easy. At our locations, we provide our customers with lifetime warranty on every single new vehicle that they purchase and a lifetime maintenance on every single vehicle they purchase. And as long as they get the right vehicle at the right price and they know that they're going to get a lifetime warranty, lifetime maintenance, okay, pretty much they only have to put gas in the vehicle. In the future, they just have to plug it in.
And service needs are an important part of the deal.
Our service department is really good at communicating with our customers. We're really good in the vehicle's needs and the customer's needs and acknowledging them and trying to meet and exceed their expectations with their vehicle and just explain the overall experience to their vehicle and what it needs. When the vehicle gets brought in, we go over the vehicle and the customer's concerned, and we advise them that they get a 21 multi-point inspection, which enables our technicians to look over the vehicle, the brakes, the suspension, the serpentine belt, the air filter, the cabin filter, and basically go over everything at no cost to the customer. And it kind of tells the customer what they're going to need, if they're going to need tires or brakes or anything that's up and coming. And we kind of categorize that as into necessary, needed right away, or futuristic needs, and let the customer know, and they make the decision based on that.
And everyone is treated like family.
Our customers are like family here at DeLand Chrysler. We treat everybody from the beginning they walk into the dealership to their first visit here, and their continuation using us in the service department like family. Here at DeLand Chrysler, we also offer service packages on your vehicle that helps with the overall cost and the longevity of your vehicle. So anytime you're interested in that, just come and see us. We'll help you out.
For over 30 years, they've been serving the community. They've even given away a car to a teacher during Teacher Appreciation Week.
We actually donate a brand new vehicle to a Teacher of the Year. And that happens every year in this particular location in the Volusia County School District. We do a lot of sponsorships in our local area, like the 5K run in DeLand, the Christmas parade, Bacon and Brew festivals. So there's a lot of things that we get involved in the community to make sure that we support the community as much as we possibly can.
What I like to tell people is, come on in, experience the DeLand Chrysler way. You're gonna see, you're gonna love it from the time you walk in the door to the time you leave. You're gonna be treated like family, like we treat everybody here.
We actually have a form that is called the Kissing the Customer Goodbye. What that is we make sure that after they come out of the finance office and after they actually did all their paperwork, that we make sure that they actually got the vehicle that they signed up on and they're 100% happy. And what we call that is we call that Kissing the Customer Goodbye and making sure that the customer is 100% satisfied before they leave the dealership. Drive a little, save a lot. Come by and see us to get your best deal and best experience here at DeLand Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram.
For more information, visit DeLandCJDR.com or go to our website, thebalancingact.com.
The hard work nonprofits put in to change lives is remarkable. Take a look at this.
For most, gambling is an occasional pastime, a fun activity that doesn't create hardships. For others, it can be as addicting as drugs and alcohol. Here's what you need to know and where to turn for support if you or someone you love is addicted to gambling.
The Florida Council on Compulsive Gambling was established in 1988 as a gambling-neutral organization. We're a nonprofit corporation. We are the only single-purpose entity addressing the issue of problem gambling in the state of Florida. We advocate for services, programs, and supports for problem gamblers and their loved ones. We provide access to programs and supports and resources for anyone in need of assistance with a gambling problem, whether it's a gambler, a loved one, or any affected other. And we work to increase awareness about gambling addiction and about about the risks and consequences associated with gambling. Our helpline, all of our programs and services are specific to gambling addiction only.
They offer a variety of confidential, multilingual services, and it all starts with Florida's only 24/7 problem gambling helpline, 888-ADMIT-IT.
We operate the 24/7 confidential multilingual helpline. It's available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year through 888-ADMIT-IT. Anyone can call or text that number. We're also available online via our website, gamblinghelp.org. We can connect to anybody who needs help, whether it's a gambler or a loved one, through the live chat feature on our website. For every problem gambler, 8 to 10 others are also adversely impacted. So our helpline provides supports for gamblers as well as loved ones and others who are negatively impacted. We have a wide variety of resources that we offer on demand. We provide them right then and there at the time of the helpline contact. We can connect people to our online program for problem gamblers, which is a program that was funded by the Seminole Tribe of Florida, and it allows us to provide on-demand access to supports for someone any time of the day or night. So it could be 2 o'clock in the morning and someone contacts us, we can connect them immediately with that program. We also have recovery workbooks, our Chance for Change recovery workbooks, which we provide electronic copies so I can email someone. It's a workbook series. It's got 7 books in the set. We have a series for gamblers, for loved ones, for senior gamblers. It's available in English and in Spanish, and it provides, again, people on-demand help any time of the day or night, whenever they need it. It's not a one-size-fits-all approach. So what works for one person may or may not work for someone else in terms of recovery and or treatment supports. So we offer a wide variety of resources, and our helpline specialists are specially trained to address the needs of each unique caller, because everybody's situation is different and everybody has different needs and different resources we have available for everyone. Awareness for this issue is key. You can't get help if you don't know that that help exists. Florida is a very large state, so we have a wide territory to cover to increase awareness that help is available through Florida's only problem gambling helpline, 888-ADMIT-IT. Advertising, awareness, outreach, word of mouth, recognizing that this is a diagnosable and treatable mental health disorder. It's not weak will, it's not bad behavior, it's not something that someone can just stop. When someone develops a gambling problem, it takes control of their mind and body just like any other addiction, and help and hope are possible, but you have to be able to access that help.
While casinos might have been the choice for many, the game has changed. Accessibility now plays a key role in gambling choices.
As gambling has proliferated throughout the country, particularly here in Florida, at one point was probably the leading place to gamble, probably outside of Las Vegas in the country. It used to just be playing the lottery. Here in Florida now you have chips, you have casinos, you have pure mutuals, and it extends beyond that into day trading, into video games. So there are lots of ways to get that dopamine hit, and it continues to grow. One of the growing areas that we're experiencing are with people under the age of 18. They're developing gambling addictions from video games. You have online poker now. You have all sorts of avenues where you don't have to go to a brick-and-mortar establishment. You can gamble on your phone. These are all new developments that have arrived over the past 5-10 years, and they continue to grow. Only the ease of gambling is much more available than it was before. You don't have to get in your car and drive anywhere. We've gotten calls from parents who have a young kid at home who is addicted to online gaming, basically. That is still a form of gaming. There's still a potential for problem. As the opportunities to gamble have moved, and it's no longer just a slot machine, it's no longer just the ponies, no longer just the greyhounds. It is who's going to hit the first shot in the first quarter of a basketball game. And so that is attracting a younger crowd, more into sports, might not ever go into a casino, but I'll bet on a football game. And so that has meant that it's grown, and the age group has dropped because they're involved more. I think a lot of people assume, well, if I have enough money or I'm not having financial problems, then I don't have a gambling problem. And that's not true. There are a list of factors that you may see. Is it interfering with your relationships? Is it causing you to not want to go to work? Does it affect your mood, your temperament? All of those are signs that you may, in fact, have a gambling problem. The main goal of the Florida Council is to create awareness around the problem and also make sure that people are aware there's a place to go and get help. No judgment. We don't take a position on gambling. We're neutral. But we are a place where if you're experiencing a problem, family member, individual, we're here to help.
By reaching out, you can avoid financial hardships that might lead to even more challenges.
With gambling addiction, unlike other addictions, as long as the person has access to finances, they can continue to gamble. So for some, that means not paying their bills and using that money instead. For others, that means gambling into their savings, like retirement and 401ks. Others may owe money to multiple creditors, ranging from the bank, the casino itself, credit cards, and others will actually sell or pawn their personal belongings or file for bankruptcy to have a fresh start for having new finances to gamble with. Some people find and assume that gamblers are risky and risk takers, but that's a myth. Many gamblers are conservative in nature when it comes to their gambling, whereas others do take risks. Many believe that all gamblers are criminals and thieves. This is also a myth. Just gambling sometimes can lead a person to do things they wouldn't normally do, such as committing illegal acts, so that they do have more ways to fund their gambling. Problem gambling can affect multiple relationships in a gambler's life. It can affect their work relationship, causing them to be absent at work, potentially leading to job loss. It can affect personal relationships with family, friends, loved ones, and often that leads to conflict, neglect, sometimes violence. And for some, it leads to divorce or separation if they are in a partnership. Many believe that compulsive gamblers are weak-willed, and if they want to stop, they would. This is a myth. Gambling is a diagnosable and treatable illness.
There can be a lot of shame and stigma associated with a gambling addiction, but help and hope and recovery are possible. Here in Florida, 888-ADMIT-IT. Anyone can text or call that number 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, and be connected to a live helpline specialist who can provide access to resources, programs, and supports so that they can begin the journey to recovery. We're also available on social media, where you can live chat with us on our website at gamblinghelp.org.
For more information on the Florida Council on Compulsive Gambling, go to gamblinghelp.org, or you can call or text 888-ADMIT-IT. You can also go to our website, thebalancingact.com.
Every child deserves the best education possible. Take a look at this.
We all know how important educating our children is. Let's visit Smith Preparatory Academy, where they offer Christian family-oriented programs that are shaping students to be truly virtuous scholars.
Smith Prep has both a vision and a mission. Our vision is to establish a community of virtuous scholars who are furthering God's kingdom both locally and globally. Our mission statement is tethered together to that vision statement, and what we're wanting to do is provide the highest quality Christian classical education that is cultivating Christian virtue and recovering Christian humanism. Yeah, well, we're serving grades K through 12, but we also offer some college courses. One of the reasons we've chosen to serve grades across the board, not just from elementary to high school, but all together, is because we understand that education really is about the formation of the human being, and that doesn't start in high school and it doesn't end in middle school.
We also have a preschool program here at Smith Prep. Our goals are to instill the love of God. We also start with phonics and numbers. We learn our ABCs and our 1, 2, 3s, and we just teach our children to love one another well.
They consider themselves a classical school. You might be wondering what this means.
A classical school is about human formation. So we seek not only to educate minds, but we also educate bodies and souls. So through discipline, we address the body, and through our catechisms and through our Christian worldview, we address the soul. And we want our students to become truly virtuous scholars. So we use catechisms in our lower school to memorize information like timelines and the basics of the Christian faith through the Westminster Shorter Catechism, but we are also using them in our upper school because we want students to remember.
Well, the goals of traditional schools are typically either to create smart people or to equip people to get good jobs or to be good citizens. And while we value all of those things and we want our students to be able to be good citizens, to have a good job, and to be smart, we recognize that education is really to be a human education. It really genuinely is about shaping the human being and the human constitution to respond to the world as they ought to respond to it.
They also offer what they call cottage programs to encourage family time as part of the process.
The benefits of the cottage program are greater assistance and partnership with families who want some homeschooling aspect of education, but don't feel fully equipped to offer it all by themselves. So our cottage and our traditional programs run concurrently. Our traditional program was kind of formed around our cottage program. So both programs offer the same instruction by the same teachers, and they're both fully accredited. Our 2-day students or our cottage students are here on Mondays and Wednesdays, along with our 4-day students, and they're in the same classes. On Tuesdays and Thursdays, however, our cottage students would be at home completing assignments and getting the practice that they need with their parents at home, whereas our traditional or our 4-day students would be in school working with their teachers and also receiving more enrichment on that material.
They also teach Latin from an early age. Why is this important?
There's 2 really important reasons why we teach Latin. One, Latin is the basis of the English language, and 80% of the English language is comprised of Greek or Latin. Secondly, because the English language is comprised of Latin, it helps us to come to understand why we think what we think, how we think the way we think, and begin to navigate the world that we live in.
Because of the quality of the education that we offer, all of our graduates are college eligible upon graduation.
We have a partnership right now with Palm Beach Atlantic, and we're pleased to say this has been an ongoing partnership for the last few years, where we're offering our students dual enrollment in college courses through our program at Smith Prep with our professors.
We want them to love learning, that everything that we are doing here at Smith Prep instills God's love, and we want them to love what we are doing and love to learn.
This is just a fantastic place to be. It's more than just a school, it's a family.
Cultivating virtuous scholars.
For more information about Smith Preparatory Academy, visit smithprep.com or go to our website, thebalancingact.com.
Thanks so much for joining us on this local edition of The Balancing Act. We'll see you next time.